The theme chosen for this meeting is highly relevant, which is Asia-Pacific as the driving force for global growth, seeking prosperity after crisis. I think we have chosen the right topic for this meeting. We all know that rising above the profound impact of the global economic and financial crisis, Asia-Pacific has been the first region to recover with the highest growth rate, thus becoming the driving force for the global growth. In our region, the free trade process keeps going on with an array of arrangements on economic connectivity and free trade. From the perspective and the reality of ASEAN, I would like to share with you some thoughts on what ASEAN has been contributing to and will be contributing to these joint efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, in the past 4 decades, ASEAN has emerged as a cohesive political and economic entity, a successful regional organization with dynamic development, and an indispensable partner of other nations and regional and international organizations. ASEAN's development path has been closely linked to and the progress and turning point of the Asia-Pacific cooperation process, while also significantly contributing to the region's integration with its own growth. Firstly, ASEAN's endeavor to accelerate economic integration and the establishment of a common market provides the catalyst to regional integration. ASEAN has been among regional organizations promoting trade and investment liberalization with its decision to establish ASEAN Free Trade Area in 1992, when APEC adopted the BOGO goals. In 2003, ASEAN agreed on the building of an ASEAN Economic Community when the idea of an Asia-Pacific Free Trade Area surfaced. At present, a range of core economic cooperation commitments of the ASEAN Economic Community has gradually been translated into reality, creating a unified economic space among the members. The association has also effectively implemented cooperation programs on facilitation and liberalization of trade in goods and services and investment, as well as projects and the Initiative for ASEAN Integration. All these efforts have made the ASEAN Common Market, with a population of over 600 million people, become more unified and attractive, serving as a center of economic development in the region. Secondly, ASEAN has become the convergence of economic and trade relations and economic integration among partners in the Asia-Pacific region. It has become the convergence of economic and trade relations and economic integration among partners in the Asia-Pacific region, with the frameworks of ASEAN Plus One, ASEAN Plus Three, and East Asia Summit as the foundation. In the past decade, ASEAN has led the establishment of the ASEAN Plus One Free Trade Area network with China, Japan, Republic of Korea, India, Australia, and New Zealand. ASEAN has also been deepening cooperation with major partners such as the United States, Russia, the EU, Canada, and members of the Forum for East Asia Latin America Cooperation. 2010 marks another important milestone with ASEAN's implementation of economic cooperation programs under the framework of ASEAN Plus One, as well as a range of FTA agreements between ASEAN and partners. The recent ASEAN Summit, the 17th ASEAN Summit, held in Hanoi, has adopted the Master Plan on ASEAN Connectivity with a view to connecting infrastructure, policy, and human within ASEAN towards East Asia-wide connectivity. Thirdly, ASEAN has actively joined the common efforts to formulate and implement sustainable development models. With lessons and experiences learned from the Asian financial and economic crisis in 1997-1998 and the recent global financial economic crisis, ASEAN has adopted a number of important decisions and measures especially the ASEAN Leader Statement on Sustained Recovery and Development in April in 2010. In this document, ASEAN has clearly identified the need to combine harmoniously and closely economic development with social development and environment protection, where the people are the owner and placed at the heart, and economic development has been identified as the central task. Great importance is also attached to the sustainability of economic development, and the balanced opportunities and interests of countries and economic sectors are ensured, with social responsibility and roles of enterprises upheld. Fourthly, ASEAN's business liberalism has actively contributed to the common regional and global effort to promote trade investment facilitation and liberalization. In the past year, ASEAN has been very active with a number of initiatives, of which most remarkable was ASEAN's role in bringing about APEC leaders' major decisions on BOGO goals in 1994 Indonesia, moving towards the establishment of free trade area in Asia-Pacific in 2006 in Vietnam, and sustainable development and regional connectivity in 2009 in Singapore. At present, ASEAN commits itself to market liberalization and openness, strongly supports the early conclusion of the Doha round, promotes economic integration, and opposes protectionism in any form. Ladies and gentlemen, during the past 2 decades, the distinguished participants here who represent the leading groups in the region have accompanied us to bring about APEC successes and prosperity of the Asia-Pacific region today. On the road ahead, we'll need to even more to translate our political determination and commitments into reality. Given the possibility of slowed down and uneven global recovery with substantial challenges and risks, regional integration can only evolve on the basis of sustainable growth models. Therefore, I would like to make some suggestions as follows. First, with your capacity and experiences, you should take the lead in supporting the member economies, especially developing members, in technology innovation and transfer, especially application of green and clean technology and creation of the consumption habits and production modes which are energy and resources efficient and environmentally friendly. This will contribute to the building of green, sustainable, and knowledge economy. Second, APEC members need your close cooperation through private-public partnership to increase cooperation on human security and address the root causes of emerging global challenges. The participation of enterprises in addressing these challenges represents the investment for our sustainable and prosperous future, as well as the social corporate responsibility. Third, businesses should join efforts to make APEC cooperation more substantive through active participation in regional and sub-regional integration projects of APEC members. I hope you will join ASEAN in speeding up the ASEAN community building process by 2015 and the master plan on ASEAN connectivity. Before concluding, I wish to convey to you a message. As a proactive and responsible member of the ASEAN community and Asia-Pacific community, Vietnam always views your success as our own happiness. Vietnam has sustained the average economic growth of 7 to 8% in the past 25 years, with the trade growth of 15 to 20% per annum. Despite the adverse impact of the global financial crisis and downturn, Vietnam has managed to grow by 7% in the period 2006-2010. This has been attributable to Vietnam's international integration efforts at all layers, as well as cooperation programs of Mekong, ASEAN, ASEAN Plus partners, East Asia Summit, APEC, ASEM, and the WTO. Vietnam will soon launch the FTA negotiations with the European Union. In addition, Vietnam has joined as a full member of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP, and will continue to participate in its negotiations in a proactive and active manner.